All right, folks. Let's get started on this up day today. Market seems to be in rally mode. Looks to be exciting. Again, my name is Karl. Ace Trading Club, link right there on the screen to join us here at Ace Trading Club. If you're interested, come join us. Matter of fact, before I even get started, let me just show you what we've been doing in here. You know, as it shows you here, yesterday, we just did not miss yesterday. We were on fire. Tesla long winner, coin long winner, another coin long winner, AVGO long winner, called out a QQQ trade, called out another Tesla trade, and I had a member point out the Netflix short at the top. And that was a winner as well. So we went 7-0. There was a couple more trades given out by other members, but man, these are the ones that I called out. I called out a Tesla long on the mic where I go live every day, Monday through Friday when the market's open. You see my screen, you get my thesis. We analyze the charts, we capitalize on that opportunity, we execute our risk management strategy, and we just try to win every single day. Now, like I try to tell everybody, I'm not perfect. Gonna lose. Losses are part of the game, but that's what we do. We try to build it brick by brick by brick. Don't believe me? Check out other members shouting out winning trades, you know, just making money daily with us. Here's the AVGO. Here's the SPY yesterday, 1200 on the long QQQ, 792 on the SPY. You know, members just banking money every single day. Matter of fact, let me just show you the call on the Qs yesterday that I gave out yesterday. Here it was. QQQ looks to be supported at 440.50 to 441. Bounce in the Q. Starting target would be a move to 444. Hey, Jane, how you doing? Hope all is well. QQQ hitting the level. Bam. And then we just sniped this market to make record profits every single day. That's what we do here at Ace Trading Club. Again, members just banking money. Come join us. Link literally right there. I called out several trades yesterday. We were just absolutely on fire. Come join us. Come check us out. Okay, link in the description, but also link right there on your screen. You can just see it for yourself. But let's get into the market action today. Let's get into the market action today. So we got the SPY breaking out. So what's going on? Long time no see. Yes. I know, long time. So here we go. I got the SPY. Let's break into the market. So I'm just giving you a little input of what I do day to day as I trade. I'm a day trader. I buy and sell the market every day. We trade the U.S. stock market every single day, Monday through Friday. So for those that do not know how to trade the market, let me explain what you're seeing here on the screen. A green candle or a red candle does not matter what it is. That candle represents the price action of that particular day. This is a daily chart of the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the U.S. market. You have the price action of the day. So a low green candle, a big green candle means the price opened at the low and finished at the high. A red candle just means that it opened high and finished low. And so this is the last couple days of the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the U.S. stock market. As you can see, we're up 2.52% pre-market as the market gets ready to open in 40 minutes. We're going to look to capitalize on this. As I told everybody yesterday on yesterday's video, it's pretty tough. Everybody wants to go short, but this market is ready to rip to the upside. Be careful. Trump is going to capitulate on these tariffs. He has to. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. He is going to have to drop all these crazy tariffs because it's economic disaster. Matter of fact, there is a bond, 5-year bond sale auction today. So let's see how that goes, because if that's not going well, guess what? You're going to get another tweet that says time to buy. And guess what? That's just your signal to get long, because that's when we're going to get a rocket ship blast off. What I've been telling members every day is to watch out for gold. Gold continues to power up. Again, this is a daily chart of gold. Okay, if we zoom out, you can just see it's just making all-time highs, just going higher and higher. This is all the way from last September all the way into yesterday. It got to a high of 317. Now it's pulled back yesterday, and it continues to pull back today. It's the canary in the coal mine for me. When it starts to pull back, money will then flow back into equities, back into the SPY, back into things like that, back into the stock market, because this is a rush to safety. Okay, so why are we up today? Why is the stock market up? Why is the S&P 500 up? Why is the QQQ up? I will get into that. Well, that's for several reasons. The SPY and the QQQ and the market is up. Why? Because Trump has now backed off his rhetoric of firing the Fed chair, who is responsible for the Federal Reserve monetary policy of the U.S. market. Again, most every country has a central reserve that deals with the monetary policy of the country. England has the Bank of England. Europe, as a general, has the European Central Bank. Australia has its own. Canada has its own, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, around the world to monitor and set the interest rates, things of that nature, okay? And so since Trump has come off his high horse, I would say, about threatening to fire him because he wants to lower interest rates, his tariff policy is what's going to be next to get out of here. When that's gone, we're going to get this market ripping back to the upside. So for weeks on weeks on weeks, we've heard that the economy is in free fall, that the market is in free fall. I like to zoom out, and I tell my friends and I tell my members, do not worry about that, because if we zoom all the way out, we get here, we get into this area here where this is COVID, where the world literally shut down. So you have a reference for when the market shut down. Whole market shut down. It got as low as, it was as high as what, 340, got as low as 220. Here we are today, even today at 220, doubling that puts you to 440. That's 100% gain. This is it got as high as 600. We've only had like less than a 10% pullback, or 15% pullback on the S&P 500. We are not in free fall, okay? So we are not in free fall. The market is definitely not in free fall. It's down, but it's down for those that just started, okay? So we got time to buy equity. Stocks are in great places to buy. But let me get to the big daddy of them all, Tesla. We traded Tesla so many times yesterday. Now it's up. Now it's crazy, right? I tell members all the time, I don't know whether stock's going to go up, go down. Stocks can have, they could have terrible earnings, they could have amazing earnings, and they could go the opposite direction of what you thought. Everybody knew that Tesla was going to have bad earnings. You just already knew. But what is it up? It didn't make, if you strip away its tax credits, you strip away some of the interest that it made off of its cash equivalents and stuff like that, it literally made no money in the quarter. It made a loss. So it reported a 71% drop in profits. However, when you strip back the year before, last year, quarter one last year of 2024, it made $1.4 billion. It made $1.4 billion. You go back this year, this quarter, the last 90 days, last quarter, it made $400 million. $400 million. Literally lost $1 billion from what it did the year before. Okay, quarter on quarter. But if you strip out that 400, it's literally because of credits, and it's literally because of interest that it gained. So it literally made no money. Okay, but it's up 7, almost 8% on the day. Crazy, right? But then we flip to the other side. There's another company I want to point out to you. Enphase. Enphase missed its earnings. Didn't miss it as bad as Tesla did, but guess what? It's down 10%. It's down at $48. But who cares about all that, Carl? What's the trade for today? How can we trade? How can we make money? How can we get into making money like you? Easy, 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 easy. Okay. On days like this, when you have things that could rip up like this, you tend to see want to short stocks. But I'm looking for pullbacks just because this market, again, is froth for a pop, another pop, okay? So I want to watch what the market's going to do today. So Tesla today, let me just highlight the chart. It's going to get really busy with all my lines, okay? Resistance lines, the red lines are just resistance lines. Green lines are support lines. Okay, if you don't know what that means, come join us. Link is on the screen now. You can learn all of these things so you can profit, okay? So where are we at? We're right here with the 256.41. That's where the stock price is at right now, okay? And if we were to get any dip buy action, I would look for where my yellow line would be today, which is becoming more a little bit, oops, wrong thing I grabbed. Bit of a famous, infamous tiny yellow line. I would be looking for a move to about 249, 248 today. If we get a dip down to about 248, I'd be looking to buy that. We're at a bit of resistance. We got a little bit of support at 253, stroke 252. So I'm going to flip this from red to green. So for me, that's my price action. That's my yellow line in the sand where I would look to get long. We played it yesterday several times. Of course, it took off without us. After hours, we tried to play it, but I was tired. I wasn't staying up all night, okay? We got the QQQs. The Qs are men making this God candle here on the April 9th when Trump had to, pause a 90-day on his tariffs. And since then, we've never broken above it. Now, let's see if we do that today. I doubt we close above it, but let's see if we get a push. I think a level for a buy for a long for my traders today. Let me just zoom in here. I know it gets real busy. I know it gets real busy for you folks. But let me explain something here, because this is very important. It's very important. This is stuff that people just don't necessarily see. The average person doesn't understand why we're here, why we were down here. Okay, so this top yellow line here, that's the support line. This blue line is the current price where we're at, and it's a bit of resistance. Basically, we're just chopping in between here. The last couple days, last couple weeks, we've just chopped inside of this range here. We're just range bound. So we want to see if it gets a pull down to the median price between these two numbers. Let's call it 440 and 460. Let's just call it 460 that. So that just means we want to see a move to about 450. Thereabouts would be about the medium of where this thing is at. So if I was to draw another yellow line today, I'd be putting it about right there, 450, something around there, to see if we got a pull back, a check down, and then a rip up. Okay, upwards move would be up to about 470, 468. That's where if we were to really rally today, that's about the high price that I see us going. I can't see us getting more than about there, so. Yeah, 468, 470, right about there. So we got up there. That'd be the resistance. I don't see we're going to get there today, but that's just kind of where I would look. Other stocks to look at for today. Okay, we got Apple. I bet you Apple's making moves. Because if the whole market's up, this is rally. It's a rush to equities. But for them, that's where they can rip you out. That's where they can whip you out of their position, take your money, especially as a day trader. I still think stocks just right now in this general region is cheap and worth a buy. We got Apple trying to break out from this April 9th trade. Again, as I said, every candle, whether it be green or red, just represents the price action of that day. Okay? Green at the low means it opened low and finished to the high. Red means it opened up high and finished at the low. It has nothing to do with the price of the day before. Okay? Just about how the price action was for the day. There are levels of support for Apple. Again, the level for support today would be right around 200. So once you get to about there, 200, 201, that's a long, if we get a dip buy opportunity, I would like that. That means it would go negative on the day, but somewhere thereabouts is where I would look to go long on Apple today. Another stock that I like to watch and trade is Palantir. I'm assuming it's at $100 or $99. Yep, it's right about $99. Touching a bit of resistance. Let's zoom out if there's a level for us to trade. Not today. I wouldn't want to chase it, but if we could get a pullback into, okay, my level is $82. But if we can touch about 97 to 96, that's where I'd be interested. As a matter of fact, let me put my little alert right there to about right there so I don't miss it. But if we can get into about $96, that's where I likely, you'd have to join us and see it, but that's how I'd give you my entry and my exit on the stock. There's not much to really go over today because everything is just in rally mode. But if you want to come check us out, we are in AceTradingClub on a Discord. We day trade this market every day. Members are making money. And I try to level with people. I'm not perfect. We're going to have bad days. We're going to have easy days. We're going to have hard trades and we're going to have easy trades. It's not a hard trade. It's just a long trade. Sometimes that's how it is. Okay, but Tesla is the big daddy of them all today, up almost 8% on the day and continues to rally. I think it's at the pre-market high of day. So it's just going to be interesting to see what it does. It's coming into some resistance. It's going to be a Herculean effort to get over 71, but we can watch that and see what it does. So Tesla missed on revenue. Tesla missed on earnings per share. I think it had an earnings per share target of 41 cents. I think it did 27 cents. I mean, it was really, really, really bad quarter for Tesla. But this is how the market works. It doesn't really matter what you did in the quarter. They bake that in. They want to know what you're going to do going forward. With Elon Musk saying he's going to come back out of Doge and all of that kind of stuff, that gives the street, the market, investors, the optimism to go up and to buy and to load into the stock, okay? So that's what's going. I think we're going to ultimately get up to this purple line, which is about 288, 290, but that's not going to be today. But I want to be clear, like I said to you, Tesla, without its credits and this other stuff that it did, it would have lost money on the quarter. Absolutely insane. Terrible quarter. Worst quarter I think it's ever had for the last 8 years. It's probably one of the worst, minus COVID, minus anything to do with COVID. So it's pretty interesting to see. But we're up 7-8%, and that's what